Tonight, the Kenya National Union of Teachers has a new Secretary General at the helm, Collins Oyu. He was elected unopposed shortly after the teary, emotional exit of Wilson Sossion just a day before. But what union is he taking over? Or rather, I should ask, what's left of it? I'm sure he's well versed with the great history of this organization, but also the glory of years past. I have spoken before about the slow death and the great history of this giant union that has fought for the rights of teachers for decades, since before independence. But I think it bears revisiting. The union we see today is a pale shadow of its once majestic, robust self. A union with a history so rich it predates Kenya's own independence, formed in 1957, holding its first major strike in 1963, months before Kenya gained her independence, under its very first Secretary General, Stephen Kioni, agitating for the rights of teachers. Fast forward to present day, where is it now? A shell, to say the least, frail, on its deathbed, weakened, some say by government infiltration, now facing internal wrangles. Sadly, trade unions have been weakened and infiltrated, and their role in a growing economy has been watered down over the last few years. What is happening in the National Union of Teachers is merely a symptom of a bigger problem. The union is now embroiled in legal battles with the teachers' employer, that's the TSC. Ironically, it was KNUT that pushed for the formation of the TSC back in 1966. Now, they have about 5 court cases between them, with allegations flying back and forth over just who is responsible for the downfall of the teachers' union. Allegations of withheld dues to the unions, allegations of intimidation of teachers to leave the union. From a membership of about 100 teachers in 1957 at its formation to 300,000 in 2007, to now just 20,000 members. Whatever the reason for this drastic reduction, the writing on the wall is clear. And now, Collins Oyu takes over the once giant union with a promise of better times to come. But he clearly has his work cut out for him. You see, trade union has become a dirty word in this country. Collective bargaining agreements have become mere pieces of paper that are trashed by successive governments, never honored. Going out onto the streets to fight for the rights of those in organized labor has become something that is frowned upon. It is ironic that even as we have pushed for greater democratic spaces in our politics, we have left behind, or perhaps deliberately ruined, trade unions, the powerful mobilizing tools that awaken the civic consciousness of a nation. Organized labor is at the heart of inclusion in the democracy and the economy of any country. That is why trade unions have pride of place in the 2010 Constitution, and the right to peaceful protests and even picketing are robustly defended by that supreme document. Collins Oyu, the new Secretary General, is not short of examples to emulate. He stands on the shoulders of giants like pioneer Stephen Kioni, to Ambrose Adongo, who was at the helm for 31 years, to Francis Nganga. Their achievements are clear for all to see. But what happened in KNUT must be a wake-up call, a red flag even for us as a nation. It is a national embarrassment for us to all watch one of the more iconic symbols of the struggle for freedom and the very emblem of trade unionism in Kenya crumble right in front of us. So yes, Collins Oyu has a date with history as he steps into the big shoes. But if he fails and KNUT dies off, the blood of the teachers' union won't just be on his hands alone. We too as a nation will share the blame and the shame. And that's my take tonight.